Hey everyone, just wanted to discuss Kant's categorical imperative with you so that you would understand your assignment a little more. The categorical imperative begins on page 17 of your textbook and runs through page 19. I'm just going to touch on it a little bit before you do your assignment in hopes that it will definitely provide some clarification for you before you respond. When you're looking at Kant's categorical imperative, which is a tongue twister, the fundamental principle of this imperative talks about the things that we ought to do or should do. And if you're like me growing up in the South, a lot of times you heard a parent and or a grandparent saying, well, you ought to be doing this. Well, it's the same thing. This is what Kant is talking about in this situation. So in other words, when you're talking about the ought to or should do, the book refers to different situations. If you want to make a good grade, then you ought to study. Or if you want to make a lot of money, you should work hard. So again, it's those ought to and should do classifications. And this contradicts what Kant calls the hypothetical imperative, those if scenarios. Well, what if I do this or what if I do that? What will be my outcome? And instead, Kant says that it is unhypothetical, these situations that we face. And in other words, instead of questioning those ifs, we need to take Nike's example and just do it. If we want to be treated fairly, we should just do it to other people. If we don't want to be lied to, we should just tell the truth. So there are two formulations or two views in this category with Kant. And the first one is universalizability. You cannot be willing to do something to someone else that you would not be willing to have done to you. Now, in hearing all that, basically universability is talking about that golden rule situation. Again, if you don't want someone lying to you, or if you do not want to be cheated on, or if you don't want to have something stolen from you, then you do not do it to someone else. You just don't do it to someone else. It's not that you ought to or should do, it's that you just do not do it. And it also talks about intrinsic values, that you treat people with respect and reverence, that you don't treat them as things or objects. So in other words, the intrinsic values means you treat people as a human being. You don't just treat them as a number, as you've often referred to. This is number so-and-so, and this is inmate number so-and-so. Instead, you treat them as, this is John Smith, the student that's in the criminal justice program at Nash Community College, versus student number 12345. We treat people based on who they are with kindness and respect and regards. Another example in your book talks about it is that if you want to gain money again and you know someone that's rich, you don't marry that person that you know is rich just because you want to have more money in your pocket. Because at that point you are treating them as a means to your own ends to help further your bank account and not because of who they are as a person. The fact that they have that money would just be a bonus point if you were to treat them with respect and reverence. I hope this helps to clear up some of the ideas on Kant's categorical imperative so that you can complete your assignment. Again, refer to your book, pages 17 through 19, to also read up on it, and you can utilize this PowerPoint and video as well.